Welcome back to the Two Top Podcast. I'm Thomas. He's Matt.
I'm
Thomas. Matt. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm digging these video episodes.
Me too. It's fun to put the production together.
They have a lot of character. Oh my god, where are my notes? Hey.
You think we would have this all set up before we start? Oh my gosh.
Oh, whoops.
What is going on?
So
I think we're ready, right?
I think we are ready.
What are we ready for?
We're ready for some topics.
Two topics?
Two topics. And Matt, today was a sad day.
Oh no. I was in a great mood. What happened?
Well, it's metaphorical sad. So I had a dentist appointment. On the way home, I passed a light fixture store on the way home from the dentist. Now, this store has been there since day one. And
Day one of light?
of my life. I've driven past that store forever, and I've always seen this light fixture store. And today I was like, it's closing. It's having a massive sale. I need to go in. So I went in.
Yeah, I was noticing your beautiful bulbs over there.
And I bought a light bulb.
Look at that. May I grab it?
It's an old-fashioned, like, filament bulb.
Wow.
I bought one of each variety they had because they're great for photos. They're very dramatic.
That's beautiful. The way the filaments are kind of wrapped around. I don't know if you can take a look at that right there. Pretty cool, right?
And then this one over here, this one's a...
So you got a couple different types.
Yeah.
But
like,
they're all the
look
same.
at this.
Wow. Look at that. That's cool. That's really cool.
So I was like, man, these old-fashioned light bulbs are insane. And I was thinking, man, we haven't talked about light. Now that we're lit by two beautiful lights on two beautiful light stands, you'd think I would have had the time to do an episode on the light bulb.
Enlighten me.
Ding.
Oh, wait, the bulb goes up, I think.
Yeah.
Does it? I don't know. I just noticed the filament is wrapped around those little threads here. Wow,
Yeah,
these are beautiful.
Well, I was planning on actually having a lamp here, and I was going to slam the lamp on the table, but I didn't have any lamp that I'd be willing to slam on the table that's not my mother's.
Yeah,
So
don't do that.
We I stuck with this.
25 watt.
I'll put a photo of it in the video right now.
Beautiful.
So what's crazy is light bulbs are not a 20th century product, but they're something from the 1800s.
Really? Okay, 19th century, yeah.
But like not even late 18th century, but like early 18th century. All the way back to 1802, Humphrey Davy invented the first electric light. Now, this was just while he was experimenting with electricity, and he discovered the electric battery. And when he discovered the electric battery, he placed it on a piece of wire, and the wire got hot because it was a carbon wire, and it got hot and it heated up and glowed and created light.
Wow.
Now that was the first attempt, and of course it burnt out because it got hot, it absorbed oxygen, caught on fire.
The whole bulb. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I remember I took a engineering class on this this past semester, and we talked about this, and they couldn't get a solid sustaining light bulb for like 100 years or something crazy like that until it wasn't Thomas Edison. I think you'll get to that, right?
Yes. So it was another guy. He did experiments with platinum.
Yeah, different metals for the filament, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what they discovered is if you put the filament in a vacuum, no oxygen gets to it, so it lasts longer. Because in the end, a light bulb is very simple. It's a material that has electricity run through it, which causes it to glow. So, this 1900s tech is still used today, but it's changed so drastically. Now, light bulbs are more than just our light bulb. But this is a classic halogen light bulb. Inside this vacuum container is a halogen gas and a filament. Now, the halogen gas is there because halogen takes the carbon that's being burnt off and tells it to get back on the filament.
Really?
Yes, that's why
it returns it to the source.
Yeah, that's why these bulbs can stay clear, because if you thought if it would heat up, it would eventually...
The gas would kind of fill in and smoke almost?
Yeah, it would blacken it up.
Yeah, you never see that.
So that's a halogen bulb. Now we have fluorescent bulbs, which the long... Don't fall off the table. The long glass tubes in the ceilings of like your classrooms, schools, gymnasiums. Now those are... On two ends, there's electric diodes. With electrodes, my bad. that when they're turned on, they excite gases in the middle of a tube, causing them to glow and give off visible light. And in fluorescence example, they give off UV light as well. Now that's why they're wrapped in like a white. You can't see through it because they block the
UV
ultraviolet.
rays
Because then,
yeah,
because then you'd get like cancer in class.
and you'd wear sunglasses inside.
I mean, if you want a tan, that's when you start to strip the fluorescent bulbs. Now, there's others as well. There's vapor lamps that use the same concept, but the gases are normally just visible light, like mercury and sodium gas. And then you have your LEDs, your light-emitting diodes, which in a sense are just electrons that are excited. They emit light, and then they're sent back into the system. So very efficient, and like that's what everything uses nowadays. Now what's great is, back in the day, this light bulb was the forefront of everything. It was the beginning. It was...
Yeah, cities weren't lit, and a part of my one class, crime rates dropped like crazy as soon as light bulbs were utilized in the streets.
Yeah, and this is such a primitive idea in a sense to compare it to what we have now. And it's so primitive, actually, that people now have invented newer, better light bulbs. I'm talking...
Same technologies? Better, more efficient design, or completely different?
I'm talking light-changing LED, smartphone-connected, smart home light bulbs.
Everything, yeah. I have one. I have a smart bulb.
Is it a Philips Hue?
No, I have an Elgato Avia.
An Elgato Avia.
Very cool product. Don't know if they make them anymore.
Well, what's crazy is I wouldn't be surprised if they do, because LED light bulbs that you can control with your phone are, well, in a sense, the future of the smart home.
Yeah.
You know, they always say if you want to start to have a smart home, you start with the light bulbs.
Oh, yeah. It's a cool thing. Ambiance, light.
I mean, who doesn't want to change the mood light?
Yeah, you want to get my bulb has like fireplace settings, so it flickers, and you can pair it up to like 10 bulbs or something, and they all correspond to each. It's great.
Well, you have to send me the Amazon.
I want to get another. I think I should buy another tonight, just to have.
Just cause.
Yeah.
I've always wanted them, but the prices for like the best ones in the industry, they say, are the Philips Hue bulbs.
Absolutely, you can get a pack, and your whole home is connected. It's awesome.
Yeah, but those packs start at like $200 for
I think
hub.
$200 for like the hub and 3 bulbs or something like that.
But these are lights that, unlike this, which you flip a switch and turn on, these are lights that you can change the colors, change the dim, make them activate due to a noise, a sound.
Oh yeah.
These are more than just on and off.
And the software can change anything, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It's not basic electricity goes in, it works. Electricity goes out, it won't work, you know?
So
that's crazy.
I really think that you have to think back to Edison and all those guys trying to just light up a city with electricity, and to think of what it's come to today with these smart tech. It's impressive. It's I think one of the true like examples of science advancing to a point where even a simple tech can almost be over-designed in a sense. Like, I don't need my light bulb to turn pink when I get a text, or purple when I get an email.
But you can.
But I can.
Yeah.
And just that alone makes us appreciate what they were doing back in the 1800s to light up our streets, which is now telling me in blue lights flashing that I got a new tweet on my...
I forgot they did that, and I think that's such a cool feature.
Oh, I mean, it's awesome.
It's overkill, but it's so cool.
As much as I say, oh, this is like definitely like more than necessary, like, come on, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, my bulb can't do that, but maybe.
Hey,
I don't know.
Who knows what the next step is?
I feel like, I mean, they're already doing it now where you can buy smart light packages for your whole home, but now just homes are going to come standard with like, yeah, you want lighting in your house, you want recessed lighting, yeah, okay, we're going to give you smart recessed lighting, and that's just like the standard. You're going to buy the house, and if you use it, you use it. If you don't use it, you don't use it. But
why not?
Why not? Exactly.
I mean, I would love to get a house with that type of lighting. But
absolutely.
I'm glad seeing. It was sad to see like the store I always drove by, the light fixture store.
And you finally stopped.
I finally stopped.
Did it feel good to finally stop? Because when I have places like that I'm like, I drive by it, but I never take the time, and then it's a cool experience.
It was one of those that when I drove by, I was like, if there's ever a time to stop, it would be today.
Yeah.
Went in, very nice guy. I was like, I showed him one of these bulbs, and I'm like, I see you have these. Are there more somewhere?
And he showed you 4 different types, right?
Well, she showed me one, and then I was walking around. I was like, I know there's another one because it's sitting in one of his light.
Yeah.
Because when you go to that place, like, it's sad to see it go. I wish I saw it in its prime. But you just see all holes in the ceiling of where they were hanging chandeliers and lights.
Really?
So I can imagine when was in its prime, you'd walk in, and you'd just have a bunch of lights hanging from the ceiling.
That's so cool. Lighting shops. Just so much light. You've done photo shoots in some cool places, right? With cool lighting. You can do a lot of stuff. Get some
I
good
plan on
bokeh.
doing photo shoots with these guys.
Absolutely. A lot of people don't realize that light bulbs are vacuums.
Yeah, because, I mean, why would you?
Yeah.
But people should really appreciate how they get light in the world.
Yeah, we take it for granted. Even on our small devices, they're all bulbs, whether that's LED diodes or full-on bulbs in your ceiling. What would you do without light?
I mean, how would I watch the Eagles play at night?
Yeah, exactly. Those crazy stadium lights. Are you talking about your TV lights?
Stadium lights, oh, by the way, they're normally vapor lamps.
Vapor lamps?
Yeah.
Now, sodium lights are in the street. They're the most efficient, right?
Yes, those are the ones that are usually in street lights.
Yeah.
Because they're efficient and
cheap to make.
I could go in on neon right now.
Ooh,
but
yeah.
I plan on saving that for another episode. Hopefully
neon
with another neon prop.
Neon's a crazy gas to work with.
It's
a mix of gases.
It's correct? Like neon and argon.
We lost a camera.
I had a feeling we'd lose a camera. But I think we could go on a whole thing on neon later. Yeah. But I think that beep is a good idea that we should move on to the next topic and reset the cameras. Imagine how many podcasts were started with what?
With video production failing and then them just having audio.
Yeah, I mean, they
may have started
a talk show.
Were started, yeah.
It's like we just recorded 10 episodes of our talk show where we
forgot to hit record or something.
We did celebrities, like, well, they'll never come in again.
Yeah.
It's like, but we have the audio. Might as well start a podcast. Oh my God, what's the history of a podcast? Why haven't we done that episode yet?
That's a collaborative thing.
Yeah.
We could talk about some cool podcasts. I've been listening to some very cool podcasts lately. Song Exploder.
Song Exploder is a great podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's on Radiotopia, so all those casts are so good. And there's a new one about inmates in a prison, and it's produced by them.
It's called I forget.
Anyway, what I was just saying a minute ago, wrapping your lighting, it's very relevant. You were telling us about the white balance on our cameras, setting them up. Everything we got to set up perfectly. Tungsten lighting is what we have in here. Changed the white balance, brought the colors down much cooler, exactly what we needed. You knew that right off the bat. That was so cool.
Well, it's all about the different light temperatures in Kelvin. I could go all in on that because I learned that in school.
There's some chemistry. There's some physics even. Also, I've been driving for 2 weeks with one headlight in my car. Padiddle, hit the ceiling or whatever they do. Yeah, it's just been terrible, especially with the hard rain we've been having. Yeah. I can't see it all, so I just bought a bulb today, and it's crazy. Bulbs are pretty expensive, but I bought the cheapest one. Maybe I'm going to go back and get a better one to match the other one. Obviously, I need to do that, but that's a crazy bulb. I'm curious to see what type it is.
I wouldn't even know how to put it in. I don't even know how to replace it.
It's not hard. It's not hard.
How do you even replace the headlight fluid, man? I mean, like...
the blinker fluid.
Yeah, the blinker fluid's all out.
My blinker fluid's low. It hasn't been working lately.
Oh, so have you ever seen the Saabs that have the headlights, but the headlights have windshield wipers on them?
Yeah. A lot of older 90s cars have that.
So if they have windshield wipers, do they have headlight windshield wiper fluid?
That's a good question because
that could be headlight wiper fluid.
Some cars definitely have antifreeze sprayers on their headlights because I know in a lot of countries they ice over. So it would make sense to put antifreeze sprayers on them.
So maybe this big joke actually does have a payoff in the end. But we got sidetracked.
But the mini windshield wipers are pretty funny.
So what topic do you have?
Well, we're going to talk about ionization today.
Like losing an electron?
We're charging particles today. We're charging them like you're charging your iPhone. Pretty fun, right? So this all starts from classic Matt work scenario. I work my butt off every day. I was in work. My one place of employment flooded with this crazy rain we've been having. About 3 inches of water through the whole place. It smells terrible. It's all moldy. So what does the boss go and do? He rents a ionizer, a floor ionizer unit. Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? It's funny because I was looking a couple months ago into my room was so dusty, and I was looking into products that could suck up the dust, not just a vacuum, but the vacuum stirs up the dust. I wanted something to like literally run all the time and suck it up. So I was looking into products on Amazon, and they're pretty expensive, like at least $100. And I found some ionizers that would ionize the air to get rid of the particles in the air, but they were all expensive, so I didn't get it. And then flash forward to now, I got to see an industrial unit that he rented for like a couple $100. It was expensive to rent, but it's supposed to get rid of the odors. And I looked into it, and it doesn't, as I thought it did, it got rid of particles in the air. It doesn't collect particles as much as it diminishes them. I'll explain in a minute. The technology is very
confused,
unique.
But I understand what you're saying.
Ionization is...
It's not a air vacuum.
It's not a vacuum. It literally sends out an electromagnetic field into the air that sets an opposite charge. It sets a negative charge on the positive particles in the air. And when that charge is put on the particles in the air, whether that's dust or odor, gases, it drops them because they're too heavy to be suspended in the air. And it'll put them into the floor. That's how it works. I thought it was literally a machine that sucks it in a hole and it sticks to something. And a lot of units do have that. They're combination units. So they have filters, they have a magnet, and then they have an ionizer, like a bulb.
Yeah.
That it goes through, and then it spews out air the other side that's clean. Some don't spew it out. It just goes into like a bag or whatever and just, dissipates. But this unit we have is in through one hole, out through the other, and we have fans hooked up to it. It's crazy. So it's running as we speak right now at the building. And hopefully in the morning, maybe I can come back to this episode for our next episode and let you know how it smells. But it's supposed to get rid of all the smells. If we're paying that much money, it better get rid of the terrible musky smell.
That's very interesting because the fact that just changing the charge of a particle can cause it to sink, it makes you think there's like, well, I guess
on a microscopic level.
In the world, I guess everything really does have mass.
Everything, yeah. Atomic mass. You're talking
on
the smallest level. And the ionization is it's been around for a while, but we don't really see it every day. Some common things that it's been part of are radiation detectors use it in, such as the Geiger counter that uses it, or ionization chambers. I got a text. I want to give a big shout out to a big new fan. I haven't told you about this. My friend Dan, he's a firefighter. He's really into our podcast because he loves technology.
Dude, you have the most obscure amount of friends.
I have a bunch of police officer friends now, but now I have a firefighter friend. It's weird that I'm getting this kind of scene of people. But he's really into our podcast. He was telling us he loves the episodes, but he also he pitched me ideas today, and he told me that at the fire station they use ionizing bulbs and pumps to clean the suits and get the fog or smoke smell out of the suits. So it's legitimate technology that they invest in to get the smell out. So it should work. So in the morning, my work should be pretty clean.
Dude, why doesn't Febreze? Where's the Febreze ionizer that
now,
you plug into the wall?
I don't know how that works. They might have tried. I mean, if you're looking into odor diminishing technologies, they might have tried to put some sort of static charge on the spray, if that's possible. I'm sure that's the chemists at the Febreze Johnson, whoever makes
Johnson
Febreze,
Johnson, I think, yeah.
It's probably them. I wonder if they've tried to put like a static charge on the particles in the Febreze, because they said they're odor eliminating. There must be some sort of pause in there.
Now that I think about it, dude, you've had so many odor episodes. You've talked about smell.
Oh, okay.
A lot.
Odor prints is one thing.
Did odor prints? You did another
there
one
has
about
to be another.
smell. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's with you and smelling things? Though
I don't know.
The ionization, the part that I found interesting, that wasn't about the smell, but about the dust, because the space we're in right now is a pretty dusty space.
Yeah, my room's very dusty. Yeah.
Just because you live there, it's like just
probably skin
cells. But
drywall is especially, or plaster.
And just the idea of something that could ionize it and bring it all to the ground. I'm already like, maybe I'll do some Amazon searching later today.
Okay, so I looked into this online, and a lot of like Honeywell, that company, brings up products, and they have a bunch of ionizers, but they're also paired with HEPA filters. So I looked into HEPA filters for just air filtration, and that really is a standardized filter. So, okay, a high efficiency particulate air filter. It's called some other things, but filters meeting the HEPA standard have many applications. They use them in IC fabrication, medical facilities like hospitals. This is like the standard.
I can imagine sterilization.
Automobiles have them, aircraft, and homes, obviously. Okay. The filter must satisfy certain standards of efficiency, such as those set by the United States Department of Energy, which is interesting, not health, but energy. So it's a super fine fiberglass filter that captures the particles. There's 3 steps. There's interception, impaction, and diffusion. It's a thing. Particles go through this filter and they don't come out the other side. That's the idea. It's super fine, but air can go through.
I love clean air.
So they do not filter out odor and gases, obviously, because the gases go through, but they get the particles. So in combination with the ionization, the actual unit inside, that the particles will stick to the ionizer, but not like dust would stick to like a dust sucker thing.
Right.
You know, that's not the idea. It's supposed to literally change the charge in the air. So if the moment you turn it on, electromagnetic field goes out and a ton of particles will drop. So in reality, it doesn't. If the air touches that part of the room, it's gonna drop.
It's a dusty EMP.
Yeah, a dusty EMP detector. You know, that's what it does. We're not detecting ghosts. I mean, yeah, dust might be a ghost, but it's haunting you.
I know. I know the Fourth World War will be fought with sticks and stones, but World War III is gonna be fought with dust EMPs.
Dust EMPs, electromagnetic dust killers.
Who would have thought? But
it's the future, but it's here and we use it. I want a unit, and I want to see if I can kill. At least I know the dust is all over our furniture and stuff, but I want to see if I can stir it up, turn on an ionizer. It all goes to the floor, maybe. I don't know. Then suck it up with a vacuum. The combination is where the real efficiency is.
Right. It's you need tag team action.
So ionization is a very cool chemical process.
Yeah.
I'm physical.
Surprised.
Yeah.
Pleasantly surprised. But
a lot of people don't like them and they claim they don't work, but scientifically it literally changes the mass of the particle and it'll drop it.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
People say salt lamps are for purifying the energy in the air, but like
that might be some hippie doodah. I don't know.
I have one running in the corner normally.
I'm open for trying anything, you know.
Hey, whatever works. But I feel so enlightened. Enlighted.
So do I.
I'm gonna go didn't put the light bulb away. This is a very ding.
I want to see that lit up.
We will.
Can we put it in my car headlight?
I'll trade. We'll put it in the lamp right here.
I'm gonna go do that right now.
Yeah, you should probably drive home with some lights on because it's awfully late at night. But I think that's it for this episode of Two Top.
The Two Top podcast.
I hope you guys enjoyed. I think it was very insightful, very enlightening.
Yeah.
Not a lot of polarizing issues here, but
no.
I feel charged.
Enlightened, and ready for next week when we have another Two Top podcast. Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time.
See ya. This was Two Top, an independently created and run podcast created by Thomas Lantz and Matt Berg and produced by Thomas Lantz. Two Top is currently a non-funded project recorded weekly. For general inquiries or feedback, contact us at twotoppodcast@gmail.com. Thanks, and join us next week for another Two Topics.